Hey guys, my name is Franklin Hung, and today I'm going to be making a video on how to clean your fish tank properly. We're going to go over everything from gravel vacuuming to removing algae, so be sure to watch the entire video to learn some tips and tricks I've learned over the years on how to properly clean your fish tank. So with that out of the way, the things that you're going to need to have are, number one, some sort of water conditioner. This is very important because the water that you're adding back into your aquarium after you're cleaning it needs to be neutralized if it's chlorine, and chloramine, which are things that your local water company would add to the water to prevent bacteria from growing, but we want to make sure that we don't kill our beneficial bacteria inside our fish tank by adding chlorinated water. So make sure you get some kind of water conditioner. This particular one that I like to use is API Stress Coat. It neutralizes the chlorine, chloramine, and heavy metals, and it also has this aloe vera solution which helps enhance the slime coat on fish, which helps to reduce chances of them acquiring diseases. So be sure to get some sort of water conditioner. Second thing you're going to need is paper towels. We're going to be using these to clean the outside of the fish tank to make sure that the glass is nice and clean. So get some paper towels. You're going to need a siphon, or in this case this is a gravel vacuum. It has a little attachment here and siphon bulb. This particular one's from Top Fin, so I got it at my local PetSmart. And by the way, all the materials I'm using in this video, you can find their links in the description below, so be sure to check that out. You're going to need something to clean the glass, so I'm just using an old filter cartridge here that I've stopped using. I just use it to clean the inside of the glass, remove the algae. And last of all, you're going to need a bucket. So in this case, I'm using a 5-gallon bucket that I got at my local supermarket. So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and start cleaning the fish tank. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to make sure that you do is go ahead and disconnect your filter and heater and anything else that might be electronic. Any other electronic components running in your aquarium. You do not want to be cleaning or removing water when these are on, so just make sure you unplug them. This is for your safety. So now that we've gotten that out of the way, we're going to go ahead and take our thing that we're going to be using to clean the glass. Like I said, in this case I'm just using an old filter cartridge. You can use anything, paper towels, the dedicated algae cleaning scrubbers, you can use anything. But we're going to go ahead and put this into the inside of the aquarium and clean all the outsides of the glass. And the reason why the aquarium light is not, or it might be a little bit hard to see inside the aquarium, or my aquarium, is because I did turn off the aquarium light. I'm just using this external light to light it up for y'all. So let's go ahead and clean this. Start off cleaning all the sides here. Okay, so as you can see here, I'm cleaning the sides of the glass with our old used filter cartridge. You want to go ahead and clean in sweeping motions back and forth across the glass. You want to make sure you clean it systematically so you don't forget anywhere, and this sweeping motion helps to ensure that we get every inch of the glass clean. One thing you want to make sure you do is apply enough pressure onto the glass to remove the algae, but not too much so that you could possibly scratch anything. So just make sure you keep that in mind. Do nice calm sweeping motions against the glass, and we'll be right back after we're done cleaning the entire glass. Okay, so something I forgot to mention is you should definitely go ahead and take your filter media out of the filter and place it inside of a bucket or a cup like I did. I just took all the media out, and I put my bio balls into here and there's 2 sponges. Make sure you take them out, drench them inside of some aquarium water, fill them up with aquarium water from your aquarium. You do not want your hang on the back filter to dry up because all your beneficial bacteria will die. So make sure that you keep them submerged inside of water at all times. This is a lesson I've learned over the years. It's very hard whenever you do accidentally kill all your bacteria because you forgot that you left them inside the hang on the back filter and they all dried up by the time that you're done cleaning your aquarium. So just listen to this advice. Make sure you put them into a bucket or a cup like I did here and keep them submerged in aquarium water. Okay, so now that we're done cleaning the outside of the inside of the glass, I'm going to go ahead and take our siphon. Take our siphon, our bucket, hook up the end spout of our siphon into the bucket, and take the gravel cleaning vacuum head and go ahead and put it into the substrate. Okay, so now that we put it into the substrate, you're going to want to squeeze the bubble a couple of times to get the water flow started. Okay, So one of the most important things I've learned is the kinking method. You want to learn how to kink the water to stop the flow. So you kink it, you unkink to gravel vacuum, and you kink whenever you're done. So I'm going to go ahead systematically go through the entire aquarium and start on this side and gravel vacuum. Okay, so as you can see here, I'm just lightly tapping the gravel with the gravel vacuum head. I'm going up and down slowly throughout the aquarium. One of the things you want to make sure that you do is that you clean this in a systematic row. You want to make sure that you're going sweeping motion, or you're following a predetermined path throughout the aquarium back and forth. What you also want to make sure that you do is you only clean about half of the aquarium gravel per week. So in this case, I've only cleaned the front half of the aquarium gravel. You don't want to clean more than half of the aquarium gravel because you don't want to disturb the biological media, or in this case the gravel. You don't want to disturb the biological processes happening inside, which help to convert all your ammonia into nitrites and nitrates. One of the things you can see here that's currently happening is I'm having too much gravel build up into my tube. So what I do is I kink the hose whenever I have too much gravel to release the excess gravel back into the substrate. So just keep that in mind. Use the kinking function. It's very helpful for the success of your cleaning. Another thing I want to mention is if you have live plants like I do, you don't want to clean the gravel or within the near vicinity of the plants, because you don't want to disturb your root structures, and also you want to make sure that all the fish waste that's in there, that's a perfect source of nitrogen for them, for the roots, so you don't want to suck that up. So what I did is I just went around the plants and just cleaned just the front half of the aquarium gravel. And so after you're done, you want to go ahead to the bottom of the gravel vacuum, cap it, and bring it up against the water, and allow the excess water to flow into the bucket. Okay, so this is the water that we siphoned out. You can see there was quite a lot of stuff stuck inside my gravel. So we're going to go ahead and dump this out and refill it with clean water. Okay, so I went ahead and dumped out the majority of the water. This solid waste at the bottom, I usually like to take this water and just go ahead and water all my houseplants. This is full of great fertilizer. This is like uneaten food and the fish's waste. It has lots of great nitrogenous compounds for your houseplants. So if you really do want to, you can water to your houseplants and they'll look great. Okay, so now that we've dumped out all the water, we're going to go ahead and turn on some clean filtered water that's coming from my drinking water supply. This water has been filtered in 3 different stages, so it's perfect for my aquarium. And we're going to go ahead and wait until this bucket gets filled completely with clean filtered water. Okay, so while our water is filling up, we're going to go ahead and put in our API stress coat into the water. This is a perfect time to put it into the water because the running water is agitating the water inside the bucket, so we'll go ahead and mix up the water for us so we don't have to mix it for ourselves. Okay, so now that we're done filling up our bucket with water and dechlorinator, we're going to go ahead and let it sit outside or sit by the fish tank for about 2 hours until the water temperature stabilizes. Okay, so now that while we're waiting for the water in our bucket to stabilize, we're going to go ahead and take a wet paper towel and we're going to go ahead and wipe down the outside of the aquarium. This is just with plain filtered water or tap water. I'm going to go ahead, clean the outside of the glass, make sure you get all the sides too. And okay, so now that we're done wiping the outside of the glass, we want to take a dry paper towel and dry it immediately. This is to prevent streaks on your glass. To keep it nice and clean. Never use chemicals on your window cleaners or anything to clean your aquarium, because that's not a good idea. Don't ever want to, by accident, get into your fish tank or something. So just stick with plain water. Okay, so now that we're done cleaning the outside of the glass, we're going to go ahead and wait about 2 hours, and we'll be back and dump in the dechlorinated water back into our aquarium. Okay, if you guys are wondering what aquarium this is the Top Fin Allure 25-gallon aquarium kit that I got from my local PetSmart. If you're interested in buying this aquarium, be sure to check out my review on it in the top right hand corner. I've already made a video on it, so if you like this aquarium and you want to get it yourself, check out that video. And you can go ahead and go to your local PetSmart to find it. This is a nice bow front aquarium, so that is a very good plus to the aquarium. So just go ahead, check out the video, leave me a like. Don't forget to subscribe and comment too. It really helps me with my YouTube channel, and I really appreciate it. Okay guys, I did forget to say, you do not want to change more than 25% of the water inside your aquarium per week. I changed 20% of the aquarium water every other week. And I also go ahead and do a gravel vac. How do I know that this is 20% water? It's because this bucket here is 5 gallons and my aquarium is 25 gallons. So if I take 5 gallons every other week, then that's a 20% water change every other week, or basically 10% weekly. As you can see here, the glass is nice and clean from our cleaning, so the fish are liking it. And I did forget to also mention, if you do want to speed up the process of your water inside heating up to the same temperature as the water inside your aquarium, you can go ahead and just put the heater inside and just move the water around every so often. Once the water reaches about the same temperature, you can go ahead and dump it into your aquarium. And the third thing I need to also mention is, before you clean your aquarium, you should also always do a water test. So you should be doing a water test weekly, and test for things like ammonia, nitrate, nitrite, pH, all those good things. If you want to learn how to test your aquarium water, there will be a card in the upper right hand corner I've made about that. And basically what I do is, every time my nitrates exceed about 30 parts per million to 40 parts per million, I will go ahead and do my water changes. So that for me, it's about every other week, because I do have a whole bunch of fry fish inside. So just keep that in mind. You might not need to do water changes as often as I do. Maybe you have to do it only once a month. Maybe you have to do it every week. Really depends on the fish that you have inside your aquarium and how heavily you are feeding. So with that out of the way, we'll be back in a couple hours after, or actually, since we're using a heater, it might not take an hour, but we'll be back in a while after the water inside the bucket reaches the same temperature as the water inside our aquarium. Okay guys, so as you can see here, I'm pouring in the dechlorinated water back into my aquarium. One of the things that you want to make sure that you do is, number one, don't spill like I just did there, but also make sure that the water that you're pouring back into the aquarium is the same pH and temperature. And it's very important because you don't want to shock your fish. So we'll go ahead and be back after we're done pouring all the water into the aquarium. Okay guys, this wraps up our how to clean your aquarium tutorial. If you like this video, please go ahead and like it. Please comment. Tell me, how often do you clean your aquarium, and do you gravel vacuum or not? Tell me if you have a planted tank, things like that. Just go ahead, leave a comment. I'll be sure to reply back. And please also do subscribe. It would mean the world to me. It'll help go ahead and help my YouTube channel out a lot. So thank you guys again for watching, and be sure to stay tuned for my next video, which should be talking about quarantine tanks. Thank you.